Good afternoon. Today we're out at Midwest Tractor Restoration, which also happens to be my aunt and uncle's place, who also happen to be Northland Oliver Collector Association members. And to keep going with the tractor collection theme, which I enjoy watching videos of the stories and stuff that people have, we're going to go over some of the projects he's currently working on and some of his favorite tractors he's got in his collection. So we're going to go find Jim and have him tell us some stories about some of these and look at some of the current projects. And I'll leave his email address in the description link below if anybody's got any questions for him or interested in some work. Hey Jim, first up.
Yeah, well this is my favorite tractor. It's a 1937 Hartford Oliver, and it's the very, in the industry, it's the first 6-cylinder tractor built. And they made these Hartford 70s, they made them 1935, 36, and 37. And then they went to a row crop, which this is more called like an unstyled Oliver. Like with the John Deere, you got unstyled and styled. But yeah, this is my favorite tractor.
How bad a shape was this when you got it before you did the restoration?
Very bad. It was a guy took the fenders off and saw that it was too much for him and put it up for sale. And I found it on Craigslist about 10 years ago. And it was it was kind of a basket case, but it was the engine had to be rebuilt. Everything was rusty, dented. Like for example, the battery box, we had to build a brand new battery box, and it was just solid rust and holes in it.
Completely fabbed.
Yep. So it took us 2 years to do it.
Turned out real nice. Tell us about this cap. I know that these things are difficult to come by.
Yeah, these caps, if you can find one, it'll cost you $1,000.
For an original.
For an original. And so I had an original cap, but I didn't have the plow on it. So I had to find a plow, and then we soldered it on.
Real nice.
This dual exhaust here, when they first came out with this 6-cylinder engine, they was having a heating problem. So they changed the exhaust manifold and they put 2 exhausts on it, and that took care of the cooling problem.
Cool. Didn't know that. Next up, Super 88 diesel.
Yeah, this is Maureen's tractor. We pretty well use this around the farm. It's an older restoration, but it's in really nice shape. Actually, she took second place at a tractor show 2 years ago with it, and there was probably 100 tractors there.
This is also a parade favorite, ain't it? This is the one that
Yes, yep. Yeah. And it's a 1650 seat on it, so it's much more comfortable to ride on.
An upgrade. Next up, Oliver Row Crop 60.
Yeah, this is a 1944 Oliver 60. It's one of the older ones. It's only 4 speeds forward. And about 5 years ago, I was driving all my tractors to a show, and I decided I was going to drive this 60. Well, it doesn't do 10 miles an hour. So as a result, I was about an hour later I showed up. So from now on, I trailer it to a show. See, if you see down here, they've got the wrong emblem for the shift. That's for the newer 60s. So I thought something was wrong with the transmission, but instead it's a 4-speed, and I've kind of handwritten.
Oh, you got the cheater up there till
Yeah,
you find the right pattern.
Yeah.
I'll bet we could find that sticker. Next up, Oliver 770.
Okay, this is our 1966 Oliver 70, and this is our workhorse. It's still in its work clothes, and it's probably going to stay that way. But great tractor, gas. I took the loader off it, but to get off and on it, it's so much easier to get on from the front because we put a 3-point hitch on it, so you can't get on from the back anymore.
Yeah, I know how that goes. This has got the torque on it. Power boost, I mean.
Yeah, it's got the torque amplifier. Full hydraulics. Power steering.
Yep, they're very nice tractors, I know from experience. Next up, Ellis Chalmener's WD-45.
Yeah, this is my 1948 WD-45. I bought this from a friend, and I've been looking for one because I got a Ellis Chalmener's Roto Baler, which you see there. So I wanted an Ellis Chalmener's with the hand clutch. I picked it up with a loader, and it's got a 3-point hitch on it. The only thing it doesn't have is power steering, which I plan on putting on. But yeah, this is a nice little tractor. And then we put an alternator on it in 12 volt. It was a 6 volt system. So now it starts really good.
Next up, Ellis Roto Baler.
Yeah, this is a 1951 Ellis Chalmener's Roto Baler. They started making these in 1947, and they made them right up to 1974. And I bought my WD-45 or WD Ellis Chalmener's, not a 45, because it's got the hand clutch. And the reason for the hand clutch is every time this makes a bale, the pickup stops. But then you got to stop the tractor, and the string goes across. The string cuts. The bale spits out the back. When it closes back up, now this starts going again. So you go another 20-25 feet, make another bale. You got to stop again. So the WDs and the WD-45s have a hand clutch, mainly because of this roto baler.
Let's take a look at this contraption.
And it's pretty well like the newer round bales, except this makes about a 25-30 pound bale.
So it's quite small.
Yeah, very small. You can adjust the size bales that you make right here. Wherever this stops, it'd be a smaller bale down here, then up here it'd be a bigger bale. And you can adjust it by just with this rod right here. So you can have a 15 pound bale, and I think you can go up to probably about a 60 or 65 pound bale. But that's it. These belts are the original belts from 1951. And how I know that is there's no splices. Most all of them, when you put a new belt on, there's going to be a splice, and these are solid belts. So this has not baled very many bales.
Low hour.
Very low hours.
Pretty neat to see how it all began. There's your twine holder. Next up, Massey Harris Model 22.
Yeah, this is a 1951 Massey 22, and I was just driving along on a back road one day, and this was for sale, and I liked the tractor, and I'll tell you, it's the most unbelievable tractor to steer. Without power steering, you don't even know it's not power steering. And we used it for pulling hay wagons back and just, you know, small odd jobs, but it's just a nice handy little tractor.
Back in the private collection, here's one that you won't see very often. This is a Volvo 425.
Yep, 425.
Let's see if I can get it on there. Made in Sweden.
Yep, it's a Swedish tractor. Has a 4-cylinder Volvo car engine in it. And I haven't got it running yet. And the hood goes up just like a car.
Did find a little information on tractor data. They are listed. I think there was 11,000 some units made.
There's There's a guy on RFD one day. I was watching RFD, and he has one of these, and he just got it fully restored. And he said that it's the only one in the United States. But I know he's wrong now because I have one too. So there's two of them in the United States.
There's at least two.
Yeah, at least two.
Well, I guaranteed you won't see another one of these at a show around here.
So, but I'll be restoring this in the next year or two.
Very neat. Here we are in the project shed. Here's a pretty neat old International. What do we got here, Jim?
It's an International 816. It's a 1921. They made these tractors from 1918 to 1922.
And there was a customer that was looking for one of these specific ones.
Yeah, it took me a couple years to find one for him, and we're close to getting it done. The engine is completely rebuilt and redone. All we're trying to do now is to get it started.
You see we got a belt pulley on the R. I suppose that's to pre-run it, build up the oil pressure.
Yeah, we like to do it this way, loosen the engine up a little bit, and also try to start it this way, because to use this crank and try to start a new engine, it's pretty tough. So we let another tractor do it.
Yep, got to take the R out of retirement.
Yeah.
This is pretty early. Chain drive.
Yep. Then we took the steel lugs off the back wheels and we put rubber on so they can parade them.
Yeah, I get them on and off of trailers. Anybody that goes to a show knows how fun it is. You watch those guys try to get steel-wheeled tractors up and down on trailers. They're slipping and sliding. That is pretty cool. Another project.
Yeah, this is an SC case that we restored for a customer in Wisconsin. And he just brought it back. It wasn't running right, and it was leaking some oil. And the steering, he lost his steering, so we're just finishing up on this now. We changed it over to 12 volts, got an alternator on it instead of a 6-volt generator. They start a lot better with 12 volt.
Yep, some guys like it because it's easier. Others, the purists, like the 6-volt systems. Nice rig.
Yeah. So this will be going back home to Wisconsin next week.
Future project, Farmall regular.
Yeah, this is one that I own myself that we're just getting running. The regulars were gray with red wheels, and then the F20 took over, which is the same tractor as the Farmall regular, but the F20 is red, where this one is gray. But everything else is pretty well identical.
Can't wait to see it finished.
Yeah. Well, we'll have it running this coming week. It's close.
I'll have to come back for an update.
Yeah.
Back in the Resto shop, one more project. 1912 Little Bull. That is a goofy tractor. I'll put up a picture of what one of these looks like completed.
Yeah, this has a opposed engine, 2-cylinder opposed engine, and they have a really big stroke. This is one of the rods.
It's a nice connecting rod.
And you know, it's only, I don't know, 12 or 13 horses all this tractor is. But,
Well, that should be an interesting one. I'll have to come back and check the progress out on that. There's your direction arrow that goes on top of the steering. You re-spoke this one?
Yeah, we re-smoked it, and we're going to put rubber on so he can parade it. There would be rubber put on the wheels. It's a one-wheel drive, and the other wheel is just so it don't tip over. It's just like an idle wheel, I guess you call it. And then one wheel in the front.
Well, that'll be an interesting one. Well, this concludes our tour today. Look for an article on Jim in the upcoming Oliver Hartbar Collectors Association magazine. Should be coming out this winter. Little bonus footage, poking around, a few other tractors hiding into 88 gas. Looks like a 66 gas. Yep. Original side curtains. VAC case. Superior spreader. Got the boneyard. Farmal. Lean with probably a sycamore attachment.